You made mention while telling us about your biography that you had difficulties in going into the university. On our previous edition on this program, we actually brought in educationists, a lecturer and a secondary school principal to discuss on standards of education in Nigeria. What would your advice be to the government, to the present government, on how to tackle these difficulties in getting admission into the higher institutions?
The truth is that Nigeria is a very large country, so we don't have adequate schools to cater for everybody. We thank God for the private universities like Benson Daza University, Bowen University, Covenant University, Landmark University, and so on and so forth, Mountaintop University, coming up to fill the gap. Despite the fact that those universities have risen, there's still need for more, because Nigeria is big, the most populous African country on earth. My advice to the government is maybe to train more teachers, and I think it's more to the school authorities to open it up more so that those who qualify get in. One of the problems I had then was I had nobody to push me.
And it happens in our educational system these days.
Many people had uncles, aunties, friends, uncles, aunties, brother that could push them. But there was nobody to push me. I had nobody up there. I only had God. Finally, God helped me, and I got into Benson Daza University on a platter of gold. But the truth is that if we could make it by merit, many people will get into school. Now watch it. I did jump more than 4 times, about 4 times, close to 5 times. I passed, but I couldn't get into school. I passed well, I couldn't get into school. I scored more than 200. I couldn't get into school. In fact, some of my friends that I scored higher than entered into school because there was a lecturer who was a friend to their brother that helped them enter, but nobody was there for me. Now, somebody even told me then that maybe God didn't want me to go to school since I'm already a preacher. But you know, when I got into school, I came out with the best result. I did master's degree in Kenya, and I came out again with distinction in Kenya, Nairobi. I am already doing PhD now. Many people consult me on different issues. So I began to wonder, if I never went to school, that brain would have wasted. I would have wasted away. You understand? There are many people like me wasting away because there's nobody to push them. The best is let people get into university by merit. They know what they are doing, they pass exams, let them come in. So that we are not now using leg, connection, and so on and so forth. Because people like us who didn't have connection in those days couldn't get in. And it would have been a major brain drain in Nigeria. Because by the grace of God, I'll get back to Nigeria and I'll be useful in Nigeria. By the grace of God, with all that I've learned in disaster management and so on and so forth, I'll be very useful. Now imagine if I never went to school, or God never opened my door to Benson Daza University, I would have been, that brain would have been useless. I would have been using it to repair shoe, or I'll be using it to do a big conductor, or use it as a barber. With all the brilliance, I would just be a very brilliant barber. Or a very brilliant shoemaker. I wouldn't be educated or exposed in life. So let students enter into university by merit, not by long leg.
So I was with Chief, and he was talking about the good old days, then when people persevere to get things. But you see, if you take a look at our generation, a lot of us are not patient. You said you passed through such terrible background. Looking at our generation, nobody can afford to pass through such background and still make it. Some of them just feel, okay, if I'm going through this difficulty, I rather involve myself into doing crafty things. Some of them feel, for ladies, they feel, okay, let me go into prostitution because, okay, my mom died at the age of 8, I have no sponsor, I have no support, like you just said. And some feel, okay, armed robbery is good, and some feel hacking over the internet stealing money from people's account is what they will do to make it. What would your advice be to such people?
Now, when we were in primary school, of course, my father is from the eastern part of Nigeria, but I was given birth to in Lagos. I went to primary school in Lagos, secondary school in Lagos. I went to Benson University in Benin. I did my master's degree in Kenya, and I'm doing PhD also in Kenya. But they taught us something in primary school. In those days, Yoruba was compulsory because it's Lagos, so we learned Yoruba. In Yoruba class, they taught us something. We used to recite it every morning. Ishe ni ogunse, murasi shi ọ̀rẹ́ mi, ishe la fi ń dẹni gíga, bí a kò bá rẹ́ni fẹ̀yìntì, bí ọ̀lẹ là ń rí, bí a kò bá rẹ́ni gbẹ́kẹ̀lé, a tẹra mọ́ṣẹ́ ni, ìyá rẹ̀ lè lówó lọ́wọ́, bàbá rẹ̀ lè lẹ́sílẹ̀ kan, bí o bá gbójúlé wọn, ohun tó tọ́ ni mo sọ fún ẹ, ohun tí a kò bá jìyà fún, kì í lè pẹ́ lọ́wọ́ rárá, ohun tí a bá fara ṣiṣẹ́ fún, and so on and so forth. Now I want to bring out something.
We are in the north. So if you can help us,
I want to bring out the major point from it.
It's alright.
Now, he said, work is the cure to poverty.
Okay.
Begin to work hard, my friend. It is through hard work you become a great man. He says, if there is nobody to rely on, if there's nobody to depend on, you now become a hard worker. So your father may even be rich. Your mother may be very wealthy. If you depend on them, you'll be disappointed. Then it made a major point, and that's what I'm going to say. Onti akoba jiya fun, kile pelo rara, onti aba fara sise fun, ni pelo when he said, what you did not suffer for does not last. But what you work hard to get always lasts. Now they drum that into our head in primary school. Every morning, they say, Shani Okonshe, all of us are reciting. Every morning, until the thing sank into our spirit. That sustained me.
Well, Apostle, that was your time. How about now? Nobody to tell us such.
Now, fine. It's because most parents are not very busy. They wake up very early to go to work. Like in Lagos, you have to rush to work very early. And then you come back very late because there is traffic that will catch you even if you close by 5. You will stay there till 9 or 10 o'clock. Your children would have slept before you arrive. They will give an eye to check you, and they are already sleeping. That's one of the major problems we have presently. One of the things that can help young people is if they can have role models on campus. While I was on campus, I became a role model to many. I started traveling from campus to teach what I have known over the years. Now, if they can connect to mentors, because when you don't have a mentor, you'll be tormented in life. If they can connect to fathers, somebody who can be like a father to you, somebody who is living the right life that is ideal on earth. Of course, many people get carried away when they see somebody having money and so on and so forth. But money does not solve all problems. Money can buy you bed, but it cannot give you good sleep. Money can get you a fine lady, but not a good wife, and so on and so forth. So if people are taught the right philosophy to life, I believe they will be able to change. Now, I came down to Nigeria to speak in the youth convention of my father and the Lord Reverend Joe Olaya, and with the opportunity I'm given, I've been able to teach, to mentor. Some students came to ask me questions, I answered them. I've been able to teach from the platform, teach what I've learned over the years. And what I've learned over the years have helped me to come up. And I'm still coming up. I've not reached the top yet, by the grace of God. And I'll still get to the highest top in Jesus' name. Now, the truth is this. When I do such things, some people get inspired. And from there, they learn. Because they said, it is not only your parents that will train you. You also get some training outside home and from different places. Okay. So if you open up to learning, because the day you stop learning, you start dying. If you open up to start learning, both formal and informal, they will make it. So the counsel to young people now is open up to learning. And then remember what I just recited now, that only what you work hard for lasts. What you don't work hard for, it will fade. It's a matter of time. Solomon said it is vanity upon vanity. All is vanity. It will soon fade away. But whatever you work hard for will always last.
Viewers, whatever you work hard for will definitely last.
I am rising pride. No matter what may come my way, I will not give up on life. I will not give up. I will not give up. I am rising pride.
going through your profile over the internet this afternoon, we understand that you were once a TV presenter on MITV.
Yes, yes.
So
yes.
what happened? What was the sudden change of mind of being a gospel preacher when you already have the fame of being a TV presenter?
There's something called destiny. When destiny beckons on you, you find yourself compelled, because destiny compels you and propels you and persuades you. Until you settle in your destiny, you will never be satisfied. Now, in those days, we started a TV talk show. There was a couple that had an NGO. When they discovered I could speak well, I was eloquent, so they brought me in.
Even not going to school at that time?
Yes, not going to school. Yeah,
Okay.
I just left secondary school, but I was eloquent. I was senior prefect of my secondary school in those days, so I was eloquent. God has helped me to be able to speak. So they asked me to lead the youth in those days, so I used to join them to present on adolescent reproductive health. I used to talk about rape, talk about this, talk about, bring people to TV on MITV. In fact, those who watch me then, they will remember now as I'm speaking. It was for more than a year, close to 2 years. But that NGO began to have some little problems then. They were having some little challenges here and there. And I wanted to go to school. I wanted to go to school. Number two, I wanted to fulfill my destiny. It was about that period I also met Reverend Joe Olaya. And I traveled to come and stay with him. I learned some few things. Then he laid hands on me and grace came upon me. When I came back to Lagos, they asked me to speak in a birthday party. The anointing came down. I preached in a bus. The anointing came down. I preached at the bus stop. The anointing came down. I went to naming ceremony. God visited the people. From there, God began to raise me as an evangelist. And God so raised me that I didn't have time to attend to the TV program anymore.
Okay.
So the only times I was on TV was whenever they interview me on evangelistic matters. So because then winning souls was now more important. You know, causing men to be delivered and healed was now more important to me than just, you know, talking to make people happy and laugh and all that.
Okay, because of our time, let's touch this very quickly. You see a lot of teenagers or youth graduating from their secondary school level because they have applied to universities and they didn't get the course they want to study. Most of them, they don't see vocational work as something they should do even before getting into the university. Now, while you were waiting, writing jams over and over again, you were doing something like the shoemaking and eventually a TV presenter. What would your advice be for this youth that is a secondary school graduate hoping to get admission in the nearby future but not doing anything?
I want to say that every time you invest in learning can never be wasted. Every time you invest in learning or acquiring experience is never a waste. Presently, when I travel to US, travel to South Africa, travel to Brazil, travel to different countries to speak, I am asked to come to speak on TV or speak on radio. It is not difficult for me because I've done it before.
Okay.
With my experience in shoemaking, there are things I understand about life. I pick out some experience and apply it to life. My experience in barbing, I apply it to life. My experience in bus conducting, I apply it to life. And it helps me also to understand people and see them from where they are and where they should be. In fact, it helps me not to look down on people. It helps me respect people seriously, knowing fully well that God picked me from among the dunghill.
But you know one surprising thing, sir?
Yes, sir.
A lot of highly positioned Nigerians, like you, they look down on people. Even coming out from a very terrible background, they tend to forget where they came out from very easily. And they look down on people, they despise a lot of people.
Well, the problem is, many times when you look down on people, after a while you fade. That's the reason why many people do not last in the scene of success. They stay there shortly. After a while, you don't find them anymore because somebody sang a song and said, Ọmọ láṣọ láyé, ọmọ láṣọ. And then another one says, ènìyàn láṣọ mi. Human beings are the garment that protect you. God sends them. In fact, if you fail on it, it's the product of human being. If you succeed, it is also human beings. So if God wants you to succeed, he will send human beings to you. If the devil wants you to fail, he will also send human beings to you. So the way you treat human beings determines who you become after a while. So looking down on people, after a while, everything will look down on you, because you look down on God's most important creature on earth. So, but what I have passed through in life had helped me to value people, value mentorship, because most of the time you mentor people now. You may not repeat now, but you repeat later. I remember there was a young man that used to live with me when I was in Lagos. The day he needed money for school fees, I had only 5,000 in my pocket. That was the money I had in heaven and on earth. I carried everything and I gave him to pay. In fact, he cried when I gave him that money, because he knew that was the last money I had with me. I trekked to church. The next day, we managed ourselves. Today, that young man is working. He has his own company. He has staff working for him. Few times when I visit Nigeria, he will pay my flights to different parts of Nigeria. You see him bringing bundle of money for me. Then I remember it was 5,000 I gave to him. Now, when you invest in people, you may not reap that day. You will reap it the day you will need it. And that day, it could be that person that God will raise to save you. There are people that see me and they will say, Eric, no, you did this and that to me. You cannot be sitting there. I've entered the aircraft before, and they go and sit at the first class seat, because, you prayed for me, you did this for me, you taught me that and taught me that. So, and then suddenly my life begins to appreciate and have more value. When you help people, when you don't look down on them, when you add value to them, when you mentor them, you reap it for life. So I don't believe in looking down on people. And then every experience you acquire will be needed one day in life. It will save you some agonies in life, because God will never allow you to pass through some experiences that will be very useless to you. So every experience, both good and bad, they are learning fields. That is the way I see life.
I am rising pride, no matter what may come my way. I will not give up on life. I will not give up. I will not give up. I am rising pride.
So being in Kenya, Apostle, how much do you maintain the Nigerian culture?
A leopard cannot change his skin. After a while, the guy will understand that he's at home. You see some people, they change their name truly. Maybe it's in God, you say his name is Gozai.
Gozai.
And so on and so forth. Tolu, we say his name is Tolai, and so on and so forth. But by the time many things happen there that will not suit your destiny, you understand that there is a place where you're coming from. Now, I maintain my connection with Nigeria because, okay, for example, I'm asked to come and preach here, and I quickly came down to do that. Many times, I have invitations to speak in different places in Nigeria. Last month, I was in University of Benin, I was in Abuja, I was in Lagos to speak. Many people still ask me to come. In fact, when I'm coming, there's a line-up program for me to do in different parts of Nigeria. And I have eaten Nigerian food for more than 30 years. So I carry my gari, and I eat it there. They know me. I eat my gari, ebami, unje. Now fine, there are other things that are very good in Kenya that we also need to learn from. They have good maintenance culture. Light hardly goes off in Kenya. Their light is constant and consistent. I remember when I brought my children to Nigeria and they were sleeping in the night and suddenly the light went off. They shouted, "Daddy, Daddy, everywhere is dark, what is happening here?" So I told them, now relax, you're in Lagos. Relax, they take light here. They said, "Who took it? Tell the guy not to take it anymore. We need this light," and so on and so forth. I told them, relax. Now there are many good things to take from different countries, US, UK, Kenya, even Kenya. Kenya they have some good things that we need to learn from. But there are also some things that they need to learn from Nigeria. One of the things they need to learn is the way Nigerians relate with each other. We love each other. You know, there is solidarity among us. Somebody cannot be slapping you and I keep quiet. In Kenya, when somebody is slapping you, I mind my business because I don't know why he's slapping you, so you sort yourself out. But in Nigeria, there's that brotherhood spirit, that protection. You feel at home, you know. there are few things that makes you feel like coming back home. Makes you remember this is home. But fine, God sent me to Kenya, so I blended with them and learned. I sing their songs. I, try my best to make sure that I fit in. In fact, the church I pastor, I and my wife, we are the only Nigerians. The rest persons are Kenyans. I teach them what to do, and they are coming up very fast, learning. They also learn from Nigerians. They love Nigerians. They look up to Nigerians, especially when it comes to spiritual matters. They believe Nigerians are wealthy. They believe Nigerians have a lot of experience, so they learn from Nigeria. So I know I'm there for a time, and when my time is up, I have to return back home. So I put in my best there, work that will not burn, work that will outlive me by the grace of God, so that when I return back home, I will not regret or look back that I wasted my time there. So I keep in touch. I dress like a Nigerian. At major events, you see me wearing my agbada, wearing my, Igbo dress and all that, because I believe in my country very seriously. I am not there to go and pretend that I'm not a Nigerian. And fine, Nigerians may have messed up in some countries. I am there to correct that error. So I am there as a correction of any error. So even if Nigerians have made mistakes and done some bad things, I am there for them to know that Nigeria is also a good country and there are some good people there by the grace of God.
On a final note, Apostle, what would your advice be for the orphans, the less privileged Nigerians, listening to you now, those bus conductors out there, shoe repairers, hoping to be like you in the nearby future? What would your advice be for them on the final note?
The greatest advice is don't lose hope. I discovered that there is much treasure in rejection. Whenever you pass through rejection, or people only tolerate you, they don't celebrate you, it's a sign that you carry something that cannot be contained in a small container. It's a sign that you are meant for the continents if you can believe in yourself. If you can locate mentors or people that can inspire you, read books, and not lose hope, build your self-esteem, it will last. What you build for yourself is what lasts, because you know what to suffer to get it. So you will keep it well. But when somebody dashed you, when you lose it, it won't matter too much to you. So I advise orphans, bus conductors, people whose life, excuse me, people whose life does not look like what they think they want it to be like, not to lose hope. A certain man of God said, when you look, down, you will be depressed. When you look around, you will be oppressed. But when you look up, you will see hope. You will be lifted. You will see God helping you and lifting you. Look up to God. Connect yourself to God. Because the self-esteem I have, the self-security I have in me today is because of my giving my life to Jesus Christ and serving Him. So His presence in my life gives me audacity to do things, to move forward in life. And I gave my life to Christ when I was 8 years old, and then began to walk with God up till now. So that built me a lot and gave me some courage that is uncommon. So serve God. The Bible says that is the greatest commandment. Serve God. Now, don't lose hope. Don't ever lose hope. Number 3, God uses broken and rejected vessels. There is great hope. When everybody has rejected you, that is what the Bible says, the stone which the builders rejected has become the head of the corner. Read through the Bible. Joseph was rejected, he became the head of the corner. David was rejected, they kept him in the forest, he became the head of the corner. Even Jesus was rejected, he became the head of the corner. The stone which the builders reject ends up becoming the head of the corner. So if you have passed through rejection, or nobody cares about you, nobody is helping you now, don't reject yourself. That is the bottom line. As long as you don't reject yourself, having God on your side, you will get to the top, and nothing will bring you down.
I am rising pride, no matter what may come my way. I will not give up on life. I will not give up. I will not give up. I am rising pride.
Viewers, it's been an awesome time with this man of God all the way from Nairobi, Kenya, Apostle Eric Israel Okere. He has spoken as a philanthropist, he has spoken as a father, he has spoken as a preacher. This is where we draw the curtain for today's edition, and my guest has been Apostle Eric Israel Okere. He is the president of World Changers International Christian Center. If you are just tuning into your favorite independent television now, you didn't miss out totally. You know how we do it. Just log on your Facebook and search for Rising Prime. There we'll paste a link for you to be able to watch it on YouTube. Like he said, and I quote, "Work is what cures poverty, and whatever you don't work for does not last." So enjoy the rest of your week, and bye for now.
I am rising prime, no matter what may come my way. I will not give up on life anymore. I am rising prime from every ugly situation. I will not give up on life anymore. I am rising prime, no matter what may come my way. I will not give up on life anymore. Even if I fall, I will rise again. Even if I fail, I will start all over. All things are possible